Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Out of Time. We are live for episode 5, baby. I am just as surprised as you that we are still here. So thanks for sticking with me through it all. For those of you who don't know what Out of Time is a show about memories. It's a show about music and movies and TV and all of the content and media that we consumed when we were growing up. Everything that we used to watch and listen to when we were kids. And it's about the overlap between sort of what my experiences have been and what other people's experiences have been, and checking out those Venn diagrams and kind of exploring the outer edges of it together. I appreciate you stopping by to dive through the depths of our memories together. At this point, probably all of you know what the show is, what it's about. I don't need to tell you anymore. So I'm just going to get on with the show. I'm going to introduce my good friend Tommy.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, you're huge! What happened?
Always huge. I got some gains. I gotta sleeve the shirt, you know.
Hell yeah, bro. Well, let's fix that. Tommy is actually talking with us today all the way from China. So we're bound to have some issues with Skype as we go along. With that out of the way, welcome to the show, Tommy. How are you?
I'm sleepy.
Yeah. What time is it now?
It's 9:30. I'm being a baby.
9:30 in the morning. 9:30 in the morning. Well, here it is 8:30 at night, and it is so sweet to be awake right now instead of 9:30 in the morning. Oh man! So that last music video that we just came in on, talk to me a little bit about that.
The Star Wars prequels went too far. That's all I'm saying. George Lucas went in a really weird direction when he hired, Nick Carter.
Who could have delivered a better Star Wars prequel than Nick Carter, if you think about it, really? He was
Misa boy band. Misa put on robot. Dude, that face on that robot looks amazing.
Oh, it's so sick.
No, it was great. I was smiling the whole time watching that.
For me, is just like the epitome of that, like millennium cusp time, like
wasn't
99.
That album called something like really futuristic or something? Or I feel like everybody had like something.
It was called Millennium, yeah.
Or William.
Will I Am's Millennia I Am.
Millennia I Am.
If he makes that album, I can now legally sue him for like $1 billion.
Took me back to like just like the boy band wars and like my cassette tapes and stuff. Like I think I had them, I had Britney, I had like an NSYNC cassette tape.
Were you team NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
I think I just liked both of them. I don't think that the fight was as big as like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I don't think I had to take a stand.
Oh man, yeah. No, I was firmly in team BSB, and NSYNC can suck my butt.
I think we should bring back Frosted Tips though.
Oh, Frosted Tips need to make a comeback. Talk to me a little bit about what, like, do you remember anything about, like, the futurism in that, or, like, what that really, like, how you were seeing it in 1999? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like, a lot of videos had that kind of vibe, right? And I love them all. Like, there's the one where, like, Busta Rhymes, it looks like he's in a cheese grater.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, everything is, like, shiny. They're all wearing, like, leather coats or like latex and like puffy stuff. It's like spiky. Same with like TLC. I really love TLC, and they had a lot of weird like it seemed like it was the future, right? Like everybody's gonna look like that after Y2K, right? Like that's why everyone was so panicked, is you have to go out and buy a cool trench coat.
Yeah.
It makes me think of like also kind of the like beginning of the Matrix and like Prodigy's playing like I'm a fire starter. They're all like in a club. It's sick. I love this like when people just decide like this is what's going to be cool, like
Mhm.
in the future, like
Yeah, and it's always dead wrong. It ends up just the ironic thing is that it ends up just being cool right then, and that's it.
yes, absolutely. And then you watch it, and
It looks old.
it's a period piece about then, right? It's not futuristic at all.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? But you're right. Like so much stuff around the turn of the millennium, was like that. So we went through this period right around 99 2000 where that like futurism kicked into high gear, and it like infected everything, even like movies and stuff got all fucking chrome. SpongeBob had that chrome episode.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the future. What? Welcome to the future.
So to you, everybody defines their generations a little bit differently, and we've talked about this on all the other episodes. But like everybody has their own personal definition that they use to categorize people in their head or whatever. So for you, how do you kind of define your generation, and in your head, what makes it different?
I mean, I think one of the biggest things is technology, right? Like, we were there when it really started being used. You know, we didn't have computers filling an entire basement anymore. Like you could like get on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like an adventure. Like, damn, I'm surfing the web. I'm on a chat room, right? Like, I went back and looked at some of my emails from my Yahoo, like from like the 2000s, and it's just hilarious. Like, it's so funny.
I wish I could still log into my own accounts.
Yeah, just the way that I spoke to people on the internet was just so funny. It was so exciting to just even email like a sentence to your friend with like a stupid picture. I think I sent my grandpa a picture of a snowman blowing snow out of his ass with a leaf blower, and I thought it was like the funniest thing ever.
Hey,
he's like, "Wow, neat
hey,
picture,
can you
Tommy."
can you forward that to me?
Shoot that my way.
Can you shoot that my way when we finish?
So I don't know. I think it was really exciting for us. I think older generations were later to catch on to it, and I think newer generations it's wired into them. So we're in like a really weird middle point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
It's really interesting to me so far that like all 5 people I've talked to, completely unprompted, have described their generations all like the exact same way, and it's that we're that middle generation that had, you know, like kind of the basics of the boomers and kind of the basics of the Gen Zs, but like it all happened while we were alive, you know,
and I guess it's like I think the 90s there was still like relics of the 80s, like, and like vibes like injected into it, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the 90s is like
so
the 80s
even,
leftovers.
Yeah. So for me, like when people are born late 90s, I still feel it's a little bit different, I guess, because that's closer to like the millennium style, right? Like,
yeah, where everything started shifting toward that futurism, and millennium.
Hell yeah.
If I keep saying it, I'm gonna talk myself into a corner that I can't edit it out. And then I'm going to have to leave in the earlier clip of me saying it for context. And then it's going to become this episode's running gag.
I'm going to try to make this an editing nightmare.
So what are some of your earliest memories of watching TV? Not necessarily what you watched or, you know, anything, just, well, I mean that too, but you know, maybe like who you watched it with or where you watched it, or just what are some of those earliest memories of watching TV that you have?
Yeah. I used to watch a lot of TV with my parents. I guess like I used to get super excited when like Fresh Prince would come on, which is pretty sweet because that theme song slaps. yeah, like I used to like dance around and like I was probably dressed like the Fresh Prince, to be honest. Like my dad like always made sure I looked cool, you know? Like I wasn't a lame toddler, baby, whatever.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, they used to laugh because I would like run to the door, like when Will goes to the door, and like he does that little like head thing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I used to bang my head on the door because I thought that's like what he was doing. So, like, I would like just smash my head against the door.
I like when you said that, I immediately knew what you were talking about, but I can't remember. It makes sense that you would think that, you know what I mean? But I can't remember like.
He's so close to it, and is like just
Yeah,
like,
it kind of looks like it.
yeah.
And I can't. I wonder if I maybe thought the same thing, because it would be easy to think that, but I can't remember. I certainly didn't go and bash my head into the wall. So, not for that, at least.
Yeah, that's another.
Oh shit!
Oh damn!
Oh man!
When my aunt would babysit me, and she was in like probably high school,
Mm-hmm.
and her friend would come over and like teach me how to do cheerleading and like watch Beavis and Butthead, and it just like explains so much about my life.
I've heard he's got diarrhea.
Thank you, boys, for bringing Stuart's homework to school for him. He's spent all night in the bathroom.
Really? Diarrhea?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Now, boys, come on.
No, I must get TV for my bunghole.
Do you need a hall pass?
At it again.
Back on my bullshit.
I need polio for my bunghole. I have no bunghole. Bungholio. My people, we are without bunghole.
Jesus fucking Christ!
I did not expect to laugh as much as I did.
I know, dude. I have watched episodes of Beavis and Butthead like off and on, for however many years. But like, dude, it always catches me by surprise, like how hard it makes me laugh, because I never think I'm gonna, and then I always end up like not being able to breathe.
I like that they were going to their friend's house because he had diarrhea.
Yeah, you gotta.
Like, like that. Like,
Right, let's go check that out. Talk about your most memorable TV memories. What are some memories? Not necessarily of something that was on, but it could be that too. But just like things TV adjacent that happened.
I might be making this up actually, but like I feel like there used to be like a free cable weekend or something where they would just like put cable stuff on the normal TV or something like that.
Okay.
Because I woke up and I saw like Scooby-Doo was on, and like Speed Racer and a couple other shows that I never really saw before. And it felt like forbidden, like it was like, whoa, like this is like new knowledge, right? Like we have these sweet cartoons that aren't usually on our channels, right?
Awesome.
So it just felt really awesome, like really magic, I guess. But yeah, I think I remember seeing Scooby-Doo for the first time, and either it was a new channel or it was like we got cable.
My personal theory is that your dad stole cable and just told the whole family like, oh, it's just a free weekend. That's what I think.
You are definitely not off base.
Yeah, I think that's
I forgot that stealing cable is a thing you could do, and yes, we did it all the time. All the time. Yeah, we stole
that's
cable.
what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. Loud and proud, baby. We stole cable. We didn't have cable out where we live.
willing to throw your mom under the bus? Okay.
Yeah, we had satellite. And you can't steal satellite.
That's so funny. We must have got new like neighbors that were rich or something.
That makes sense. Yeah. And so you woke up and you were like, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, and you're like,
They're hanging out with Don Knotts. I know that guy.
oh man, sorry to ruin that memory for you.
No, that's great. It's enhanced. Batman probably snuck into the cable company like Rambo style.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And, like took like the cable box. Like he flipped through the wires and like the laser grid and like all that stuff.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, it checks out. Let's channel ourselves back to like 1996. And let's imagine your dad has been hard at work since 4 a.m. outside before the sun came up doing nothing, and that it's free cable weekend now. Let's just pretend.
I love the music, just the little like the noise when they're walking and stuff.
So like most of the music and like all the sound effects and stuff are actually originally from Josie and the Pussycats.
No way, really?
Yeah. Josie and the Pussycats ran like a couple of years before Scooby-Doo started, and it like wasn't as successful. And Scooby-Doo is basically the exact same show as Josie and the Pussycats, just with like different characters.
Yeah.
They solve mysteries or whatever. And so they like changed the characters up a little bit. Exact same voice actors. They used all the same like sound libraries and stuff, and like it sounds like the same show. If you close your eyes while you're watching Josie and the Pussycats, it sounds like Scooby-Doo, even though it came before.
It's the same voice actors too?
Yeah, it's fucking bizarre. Zoinks.
Oh. Did you pick the alien one because I'm scared of aliens?
I see them all the time.
No.
They sure are strange shaped traps.
Perhaps the other way.
No.
Any further?
I also love Daphne's eyes are drawn differently in like every shot. It's amazing, and they're always fucking crooked.
We're in luck. It landed behind that hill.
Once you notice like how fucked up their stupid eyes are drawn, you can't unnotice it.
Let's get out of here.
Her fucking eyes, dude.
Wait a minute.
What do you mean?
This is my street, and these tools have all been used recently.
Dude. Oh, Fred.
Hold it.
Freddy, what's
Hold it.
happening? Panic thought my cup.
Man, if that thing had been like an extra inch off.
And Scooby then. And hurry.
I just hope we can find him.
Right,
I feel
right
like
up the
it's
bunghole.
me.
TP ain't gonna fix that.
The girls are.
TP can't fix this.
TP can't fix that bunghole. Oh, man. So, you just woke up. You turned on the TV. Your dad's all covered in, like, dirt and grass for some reason. And he tells you... And and he tells you... And he tells you, hey, son, it's free cable weekend.
Yeah, whoa.
How do you like that? Yeah, and so you watch Scooby-Doo, right? And then what do? What's next?
I was about Power Rangers, that Power Ranger life. I had a
Yeah.
Power Ranger tent in the living room.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
would sit in the tent and watch the show.
You gotta.
Dressed up like a Power Ranger as well. So, yeah, probably just keep watching TV. Man, Scooby-Doo's great. It's still great. I remember the music being good and like memorable, but I didn't realize how it's just constantly scored. Like that's like that show's laugh track, right? Like it like accents everything they do. Like something wacky's happening now. It's like a tuba or like whatever.
We're going to close out with a discussion of some stuff that came a little bit later for you. We started out with music videos. I want to end it with music videos. Talk to me a little bit about Outkast.
Oh, you mean
I do.
oh my god. I love Outkast so much.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised you didn't wear some Outkast gear.
Throwing this one on right here. Stankonia. I love Outkast. I love Outkast so much. Who doesn't love just like Hey Ya and stuff like that, of course, right? But everything is good. Everything. Andre 3000 is like an inspiration, right? Like that dude just did things he thought was cool. No matter what anybody else thought.
Yeah.
Right? He dressed like he was the space ghost from Scooby-Doo.
Fucking.
And it was cool because he said it was cool, right? Like
Yeah.
they just did stuff in hip hop that like kind of basic rappers would just like think like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, why are you doing that, right? And
Yeah.
I could just talk about Outkast forever.
I know you can. That's why I saved it for the end so that you would be like worn out.
Yeah, I did not plan this. I just had this is the hoodie that I brought with me.
Do you remember like the first time you heard Outkast?
It must have been Miss Jackson.
Okay.
Oh, we had kind of a scummy landlord,
Mhm.
and they wanted to like do construction on our little tiny house, and they gave us like no notice, and they're like, yeah, just like figure it out like while we do that.
Cool. Thanks.
Like that's awful. Like what?
Mhm.
So my mom got us to like a motel by the school so that we could just go to school.
Right.
We just stay there for a couple days. And I vaguely remember waking up and turning on the radio and hearing Miss Jackson. And I don't know if it was the first time I heard it, but I definitely just remember listening to it that day.
Yeah, it's
And,
like a memorable, at
It
least
was
like.
just great.
I think of Andre 3000 in the difficult times, for sure. If it
He's
was,
doing all right. I heard him on a podcast. He just like goes to parks and like plays the flute.
I know, wasn't it clarinet? Isn't that what it was?
Yeah,
It was like
maybe-
bass clarinet or something. Yeah,
He plays a few instruments.
so funny. Yeah, you sent it to me. That interview with
With Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin. Yeah. If none of y'all have seen it, it's on YouTube. There's an Andre 3000 episode with like Rick Rubin and him talking for whatever, an hour or whatever, and like it's so good. And it really gives you insight.
He talks a lot in
Mhm.
public these days. Like he's pretty reclusive.
Yep. And he talks about
He's
having
like a
like
real sense.
exactly, yeah. He talks about being in a highly sensitive person and about having anxiety and stuff like that. And it's a really, really good show. Really good show. And super like interesting to get inside his head a little bit. And you can't be a fucking genius like that and not be a little complex. You know.
But like, and this is kind of corny to say, but like, especially in that interview, he just was a person, right?
Mhm.
Like a lot of things people come off as famous, right? But he just seems like a dude and who just wants to do things that he loves and
Yeah.
has very relatable problems and I don't know, and he just broke it down, just kind of the transition from being not known at all to being super known. And he said like once you're on tour, like nobody wants to hear you writing about being on tour. Like nobody wants to hear like a rich famous person's problems. So like you have to get inspiration from things that are real life, right? And it's just so interesting. Like I never heard somebody put that way, but it makes a lot of sense. Like how you would get burnt out, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's so fucking good. It's a really good listen. Just, I mean, you could probably just type like Andre 3000 Rick Rubin and find it on YouTube.
The first CD I ever bought, and just shut me up when I'm talking too much, I guess.
No.
This is a podcast. Actually, don't shut me up.
I'm not gonna.
I bought like my own first like uncensored CD, and it was that double pack of The Love Below and Speaker Box, right?
Oh man.
And I had only really heard the Hey Ya and Way You Move from the radio from that album, so I didn't know what else to expect.
Awesome chickens. Fucking Benjamin Andre always gets me. Do
movie about things.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like Inside Out, but for Andre 3000. All right, which Andre 3000 are you? Personality quiz, BuzzFeed.com.
But I know y'all wanna
Do what?
That's you.
Wait, that's bad luck.
Silent, the girls all pause with glee, turning left, turning right, thought they looking at me.
It's where silly meets cool, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's the best.
Man, I think you just fucking signed your own gravestone, buddy. Where silly meets
How's
cool.
that? Where silly meets cool. Yeah, I would be happy if I was half as silly or cool as those
Yeah,
guys.
I know, man. Imagine being able to exist as Andre 3000, dude.
He would just do stuff.
Yeah, that motherfucker
it's
gets to
like-
wake up every day and do whatever he wants.
Yeah, like that just it's inspiring. Like no joke. He's like I said, he's so punk, right? Like
Yeah. Both of them have such a sense of humor to it too, you know. It's not unique just to Andre 3000 and
no.
I like that, you know, when they get together, those kind of combine into its own thing too. But then there's also, you know, when you have these standalones that are like primarily Andre or primarily Big Boy or whatever, like they stand on their own, but it still mixes together to make its own thing too.
Yeah, absolutely. There's something to be said about just two people who work really well together and complement each other in that way.
What a good send off.
Yeah, I'm about to go like seriously just listen to Outkast, and when I'm not listening to Outkast, watch Beavis and Butthead.
Fuck yeah. Well, so it's Sunday morning for you still, and
You know, I'm going to a skating rink tonight. Maybe they'll be playing Outkast.
we can all hope. We can all hope for you that that is the case. Shit, I think that's it. I think that's all. I think we've run the depths of our memories together and probably tapped out on what we're going to squeeze out tonight.
I just feel like, yeah, like I haven't just sat and like watched TV with you in a long time. It was real fun.
It's been fun. I'm glad you came on the show. I'm glad we were able to make it work despite like 12 time zones between us and a couple of undersea cables. Somehow it's fucking
Sponsored by my father.
Well, thank you for coming on the show and sharing your wisdom with
Thanks for having me.
yeah. We're definitely gonna everybody's gonna circle back around, I have a feeling, and we're gonna talk about different things. But just so everybody knows, Tommy and I already have another show planned. This is one of this is one of the first shows that I have booked. This is the only show actually that I have booked for the new year. So stay tuned. He'll be back. If you liked what you saw tonight, he will be back. And trust me, you are going to hate the next one we do together. So,
Oof.
Gonna be good. Gonna be good.
You think I ranted about Outkast? I could do it my thesis on this next one.
It's gonna be good. I'm excited. But yeah, thanks for stopping by and making this work with us. You had to get up super fucking early too. So while we're all like enjoying this late at night, you know.
Just say this guy though.
Yeah, say bye to the dog. All right, everybody, say bye, Tommy and dog.
Bye.
Bye. We'll talk to you later. Oh man. Well, everybody, that is going to do it for Out of Time episode 5 tonight. If you're watching this later on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe and do all that stuff that I'm supposed to tell you to do. So I guess that's it for tonight's Out of Time, folks. Episode 5 coming to a close. I'll see you next time for episode 6. Goodbye.